Something wants to come here. Welcome back. We got we got a podcast going. We got a new guest from JRTC. We're gonna start that way. My lovely lady.
Introductions. I can talk now?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for welcoming me. This is I am actually Major Stallings, the Senior Army Instructor here at Inglewood STEM, JROTC.
Round of applause.
It's James here. Nothing too much going on.
TK back at it again.
I'm Luna, and surprisingly, I'm actually one of her students in the RTC program.
I was too.
Well, we are.
3 out of the 4 at the table.
Four, but
Yeah.
It wasn't really nothing special.
And then we got the cameraman too. But we don't talk about
We
cameraman.
don't talk about the camera.
He doesn't exist.
It wasn't nothing special.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He just in the background for a reason.
Honestly, it's good to have you on here. I've been thinking about this one for a while. Ever since I started this, it's good. Let's get some other people on here, and you were a perfect fit.
Cool. Thanks
Now,
for inviting me.
It's
an honor.
It's an honor actually. But I actually have a couple questions for you. Couple, just basic. Couple personal. You can opt out to answer the personal if you like. It's all up to you.
Cool.
But here's a little basic question. How long did you serve in the Army?
I served 27 years in the Army.
Jesus Christ.
I went in when I was 19.
Oh.
Wow.
I was 19. I did it. Graduated from Curie High School in 1989, and I did a year of college at Columbia College, downtown Chicago. My major is actually broadcast journalism, and then I went to the Army after that.
I served when I was 1.
If you don't mind, if you don't mind
serve
me
as a
asking, like,
Yes, sir.
how was your college years when you was going there?
At Columbia,
Yes.
Yeah.
actually, it was great. It was great. It kind of opened my eyes a little bit when I went to college, because that's when you really get into your young adult life.
All right.
Right. It was my own responsibility to make sure that I went to classes and stuff like that on time. So it was pretty cool.
That was good.
Learning
I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh, I only have one question.
Yes, sir.
What motivated you to join all that time ago?
Well, actually, I always was interested in the armed forces and any of the armed forces. I don't know if that's because I have 5 brothers and me.
Right.
So two of my older brothers went to the Navy, and I was like, hey, that seemed pretty cool. So I wanted to go to the armed forces. They wanted me to go to the Navy with them, but me being who I am, I wanted to do something a little bit. Yeah, I wanted to go to a different armed forces, so I went to the Army. So I always was interested in doing that. I don't know why. I guess that's the adventure side of me.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I know it might be seem a little personal in your nitty gritty, but how much did when you got out of the service, out of 27 or 29?
It's 27.
27 years, all right. But how much did you get paid for that?
Well,
Oh.
that comes in phases.
So
So you're talking about the final? When I got close to 6 figures.
I mean,
that's crazy.
That's cool and all, but are you sharing a little bit of that figure?
Right now,
I'll tell you what, some rounds are just tougher than others. aren't they?
Look, I don't blame her. If I was getting 6 figures,
Money is-
I'm keeping that to me. That's 6 figures.
So look, hey, I might have 6 figures, but at the end of the day, it still got to get passed around. Everybody got to eat.
and then two guys, when you're having 6 figures, I have a family, a husband, and kids. So,
Yeah.
Priorities,
we share that.
responsibilities.
Yeah.
Bills.
Have a car, house. So,
Gotta pay the mortgage.
Bills?
Gotta pay the
Hey, you
bills.
got to pay them bills on time.
yeah.
For real.
Pay if you get.
I have a
kicked out.
question about what you did, actually did in service, if you don't mind. So when you went in, I know you got in around the heat of the moment of that 20-year war that we had and all that. Was it tough being in that environment?
It was, if it was a mind thing. When I first went in 1990, that's when Saudi Arabia was going on. So my unit was actually was mobilized over there to go over there overseas during that particular time. But at that time, I was in basic training. So first I have to finish that basic type training in the military. So it was all of a mind thing. I was a little bit scared about it. But by the time I finished my basic training, then my second phase of my training was at AIT. It was over and my unit was back home then. So I didn't get a chance to go over there at the time. That was in 1990.
So did you have to
And then-
go out there with weapons, or did you get a nursery or something, or just stay in?
Well, at the time I had to stay, and I wasn't complete with my training at the time.
Yeah,
so
see, you got to get
wasn't
past like
mobilized,
the basic
right.
training
You gotta
because
get past your
they're
basic
not just
training.
gonna throw you into combat fresh as an egg.
And then also depends on what your job
Right.
is.
So another question. I know a lot of people think when they go into the military, oh, you have to go straight into infantry or straight into this, and they don't think about, oh, there could be multiple jobs inside. So what was your direct job once you got in?
Wow, my direct job, believe it or not, when I first got into the military, I was a 76 Victor. So I worked in the warehouse. So I drove like, how can I say, like those forklifts.
Right.
We drove forklifts, and then we drove those. I can't think of the name of what it was. These big construction trucks. They're really big. The one who, like, if you guys would see them pounding in the ground.
Like for mines and stuff?
Not for mines, for like just
Not the excavator.
just like when you're working on the street and you may see
Oh,
them
yeah.
big
Oh, yeah.
trucks.
The ones that sweep the streets.
Not
the sweet
those.
street, but the one that like tear up the concrete.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
I
I know what
kind
you're
of
talking
worked
about.
on those type trucks. I don't know what they're called now. I don't know what they were called then.
And they're not
But
excavators.
my first job was I worked in a warehouse. I was a warehouse worker.
So, like, was it a hard time when you was doing that?
No, it was pretty easy. I had a great support system.
Oh,
My
okay.
other fellows, so, yeah.
Because I was, you know what I'm saying? I was finna say, like, how long was your what was it again? Your basic training?
Basic training is usually back then when I went in 8 weeks.
Oh,
So that's like 2 months.
So like
Okay.
2 months. And
that ain't bad.
Because if I was in that warehouse thing, I'd say, let me drive the lift.
let me drive the boat.
I low-key do want to drive a forklift.
He was like,
I'm
Bubba.
forklift certified.
You're
That
not
depends on-
forklift.
I don't care.
Yeah, but that depends on your job and stuff like that. That depends on what any job that's on the civilian side. Pretty much have it in the military. And then you also have to score great. There was an entry test I had to take, the ASVAB test. It's called the ASVAB. I forgot. It's an acronym. I forgot what it actually is, but that's an ASVAB test that you have to take before you go into any armed forces.
Nah.
So the higher you score, the better you could actually choose your job instead of the military putting you in the needs of the military particular job.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I have another question. So, like, how am I gonna word this?
Just say
When
it.
you're because you got to think about it. It has to be school appropriate,
Gotcha.
you know. But when you went in, right, and you got out in your 2 month basic, and then you did your forklift. Did you get assigned to anything other? Like, do they just forcibly assign you into this, that, and the third, or do they just put you directly into their needs, or do you get to choose?
That depends. They pretty much don't. Military really don't force you into it. So say when you go in and you take the entrance exam, and it's a 35. Well, at the time when I went in, it was 35 to pass that. But remember, if you score just a minimum at 35, whatever job that is basically available to you for that particular score is what you're gonna get.
Right.
I didn't know that at the time. I scored a little bit better than that, but I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind doing this warehouse job. That was you know.
If you don't mind me asking, like, what type of job did they have inside of the?
Inside the military?
Yeah.
All type of job. Any type of job you could think of. Like,
You can be
seriously. You could be a cook. You could be a forklift driver. You can be a doctor. You can be an attorney. You can be, any laundry. We had a unit that was a laundry unit.
Oh, that's
That,
crazy.
like,
wow.
set up
God,
laundry.
That's
man.
crazy.
A wrestler?
Wait, no.
Real talk.
Like-
Say again?
Can we be a wrestler?
That I don't know.
I don't think you want to
That
wrestle
I
in the
don't-
army because
But you can be sing. They have you can sing. You can play an instrument. It's crazy. So many different jobs.
Now, here's another thing.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, ma'am.
When you went in, right? How is it different from now?
Wow. When I went in over 30 years ago now, not in 1990, what I noticed that's different is the females train with the females and the males train with the males.
Right.
So it would be an all-female unit and then an all-male unit. But now they train just all soldiers together in basic training, male and female, like train together. When I went in, we didn't do that.
So basically what you're saying is like it's just diverse now.
It was then. It's just that the females train, I guess, with the females and the male train with the males. So things it's a little different. And then all of the intense training that we did, we had to dig a foxhole and set up tents. I'm hearing it now. They don't have to do that. It's pretty much classroom type work now.
See,
When I went, we did both.
So it's like
honestly.
this.
Say it again.
So it's like this, like the school.
like
Yeah.
regular school.
See, now I wish we kind of kept how they did it back then.
Yeah.
Because that seems fun. Because as you guys know, or the guys at the table know, I want to go into service. I don't know what branch. Probably a Marine.
Oh,
It's looking like the Army right now, though.
yeah, cause
don't pass him a book.
hey, look,
Marines can't read.
Look,
That's all I've heard about them. They can't read.
Cause
They
I'm
can
thinking about
read,
the
they
same.
can read.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about the same thing though, going to the military before I graduate. So it could either be me going to the Marines or the Army.
Well, all of the armed forces, I will say, is pretty great. It's a pretty great career. If I had a chance to change it, I wouldn't change a thing. I would probably go more active duty.
Right.
Most of my time was done in reserve time. I only have 3 years of active federal service time. But if I would have most of my time I would have went active duty time. But it was a great career because I met a lot of great people, a lot of great young people, my own age. When I went in, I was 19, who was doing positive things. And so I grew up in Inglewood.
Right.
So coming from Inglewood, it's a saying in the military that is more to life than back on the block. Some people you just don't know. They just stay within their radius, their block. They never even been downtown Chicago.
Hold on, you gotta put that as a quote. I ain't even gonna lie to you, it just hit different.
That's the quote of the day now.
Yeah, that's the quote of the day.
There's more to life than what's outside the block.
It's more to life than back on the block. There's more to life than back on the block.
The hood quote.
We've actually experienced some of that, actually.
It's funny because the way you describe it is not how like Hollywood would describe it.
Right.
Yeah.
And see, Hollywood makes the military sound grim or just like it's all fighting, nothing else.
Yeah, they make it seem like it's more bogus than what it really be seeming as.
It's not. It's about they push education. They're in the military. They push family. They push a team. You have to work together as a team and everything. It was great. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Well,
I
our
guess we gotta
time.
wrap this up.
Yeah,
so.
our time
Wrapping up
manager
time.
is
I
just.
thank
Yep,
everyone. I
yep.
thank our special guest, Major Stallings. I wanna
Thank you
thank
for
James,
having me.
Y'all already know.
TK.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Turner, and of course, yours truly. You gotta thank me.
This boy.
We'll get a part 2 on this later.
Yeah.
But it's an honor. Thank you for coming on Pod 6. We needed you with somebody to boost our status.
Thank you.
Who's
Thank
our
you.
status? You know, it ended.
Hey, listen, when this gets posted, a lot of people probably
Yeah.
won't see it, but they'll see it. Like,
I'm gonna make a
cool
quote.
group of people.
It's a similar. No, I won't say.
But
Thank
I
you
wa-
guys for having me.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been a wonderful podcast, and we will see you guys later.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an
You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, it would have been a good question if we had asked her and said, like, since you're experienced up in there, do you got, like, basically anything to tell anybody else who wanted to join the Army?
The younger
yeah,
folks.
cool. Yeah, just do it.
Just do it.
Okay.
Like
Shia LaBeouf.
Really
Shia
good.
LaBeouf.
Hey, really?